Hey guys, I'm so excited for you to do this weight, cardio, and Pilates workout. So start by standing up, and you're going to tap your hand to the same knee, alternating right and left. And then begin to bring your leg up and then point it down to the side. So this is doing a little bit of a crunch on the side, warming up your obliques. Now switch legs and go to the other side. Now tap your hand to the opposite knee and alternate right and left. So a dynamic warm-up means you're moving as you warm up. We're not doing a static or holding warm-up. So begin by bringing your legs up and then circling your arms back, little arm circles just to warm up the shoulder joint. And then we'll do it the other way. So go ahead and bring it forward as you're alternating those knees. So bringing those knees up. And then continuing with the knees, but opening up in the chest. And then we'll do just body weight curtsy lunges. So that means going on an angle backwards. So my front foot is externally rotated, and I'm just going backwards and then coming back to a standing position. And you can either have your hands down or you can have them on your hips. Good, now we'll go to the other side. So reaching that leg back and trying to maintain an upright position in your upper body. Now for any of these exercises that I use weight for, you could use just body weight, that's fine. Especially for lunges and for squats. So if it's gonna bother your knees, just do it with body weight. Okay, now grab your weights, and we're gonna start by doing a bicep curl and a shoulder press. The palms away from you, you're gonna curl up and then press up into a shoulder press. And you can see there has to be a rotation to switch your grip and face your palms forward. And then switch again to bring them back down. So we'll be doing 10 repetitions of the exercises. And remember, even though this isn't a Pilates exercise, we wanna be engaging the abs to help support our spine as we move against the weight. Good, now we're gonna go down to a push-up position for shoulder taps. So you'll be on your hand and the balls of your feet with the feet together. And you're gonna tap right and left. Now you can also do this with your knees down. If this feels too uncomfortable, that's absolutely fine to keep your knees down and then just tap right and left. Now we'll come down onto our backs for toe taps. This is a Pilates exercise. So you'll imprint the spine, bring the legs up into tabletop, and then tap right and left. So you want to make sure you're really drawing the abs in to support your spine and to stabilize your pelvis as you bring one leg down and then the other leg down. Okay, so we'll go ahead and stand up, grab your weights, and we'll go back to the bicep curl and the shoulder press. So draw the abs in and we'll curl up and then press up. Now, if this is difficult for your shoulders, you can just do bicep curls. Okay, this is the last one, and then we'll come back down for the shoulder taps. So get up into that push-up position or on your knees, and then you're going to begin to tap right and left. And really draw your abs in here so that you don't feel hyperextension in your low back. So after 10, we're going to go back down onto our backs for toe taps. So we imprint the spine before we bring the legs up to provide more stability, and then begin tapping right and left. And if you're not familiar with the word imprint, what that means is kind of flattening that low back into the mat and using your obliques to get there. So bringing your pelvis and your rib cage closer together. Okay, so now we're going to stand up for our second group of exercises. We're going to start with a squat. So grab your weights or just do body weight. And we're going to squat down and come back up. Now, ideally, you try to go as low as you can within a comfortable range for your knees. And if you can try to keep your knees behind your toes, that is usually a more comfortable range for people. Okay, last one, and then we'll come down for mountain climbers. So back into that push-up position, and you're gonna bring one leg forward with the knee bent, and then the other leg. Now I'm jumping back and forth, like I'm coming off the ground, but you can also just bring one knee forward and the other knee like this here. That will make the exercise more of a low impact exercise. So if that's more comfortable for you, then go ahead and do this variation. Okay, now we're going to go onto our back. We're going to do that same position where we imprint, go into tabletop, and then what we're going to do is extend the legs straight. So go ahead and go into imprint, tabletop, and then extend one leg and then the other leg. So as you can see, this is more challenging than just a toe taps because you're reaching that leg long. So that's a longer lever. This is more of an abdominal challenge. So the lower you bring your legs, the harder it's going to be for your abs. This is kind of still the beginning of our workout, so if you want to keep them higher up like I am, that's totally fine. Okay, come up. We're going to do a second set of the squat mountain climber and then extending the legs straight. Inhale as you go down and then exhale as you press up. So pressing up is the more challenging, the more exerting part of the movement. So we're using an exhale at that point. And try not to come too far forward in your upper body or in your chest. This is something that I have to really work on too. And to get the most out of this movement in your glutes, you want to be having most of your weight on your heels. Okay, so come down into that push-up position and we're going to do mountain climbers. So bring the knees down and we're going to come back onto our backs. And remember, imprinting the spine as the legs come up and then start to reach one leg long and then the other leg long. Okay, stand up. We're going to go on to our third block of exercises and we're going to start with a lunge. Take an inhale as you go down and then exhale as you come back up. We're going to do 10 repetitions on each side. Okay, now we'll switch feet. And want to make sure that the knee is over the toe and that your hip is also over your knee in the back and your upper body is coming with you, so you're not keeping it forward as you bring the leg back. So really making a conscious effort to keep that spine in neutral and to not extend in the spine or to flex forward. Okay, now drop your weights and you're going to try to tap one hand to the opposite foot and jump up in the middle. Now this is the most high impact version. If you go down like this just to tapping your knees, that's going to be more low impact. And if you need even more low impact, skip the jump in the middle. Okay, now we're going to get onto our backs for the 100. So take an inhale and then exhale, imprint the spine, bring the legs up into tabletop. Inhale, exhale, flex forward. Make sure your knees are over your hips and begin doing small vertical pulses. So for the breath, we're going inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're doing this for 100 reps. So really make a conscious effort to keep those abdominals flat throughout the whole exercise. And if this is too challenging, you can keep the feet down, but keep the upper body flexed up and pulsing. Okay, and now we're going to come back up for the lunge. Okay, and switch feet. And just like we talked about with the squat, you want to make sure your weight is a little bit more in the heels so that you could almost even lift up your toes, just so that you're really utilizing your glutes in this exercise. Good, now go ahead and drop your weights. Now I'm going to show the variation touching my toes, but remember you can touch your knees or you can even skip the jump in the middle. Okay, go ahead back onto our backs. We're going to go into the 100. Now you can keep your feet up in tabletop or you can extend them out. So that's what I'm going to show in this variation here. If you extend them out, it's going to be more challenging. So extend out and then begin to do vertical pulses. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making sure you're keeping the abs flat throughout the whole exercise. If you get tired with the legs extended, you can bring them back into tabletop, or you can even put them with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Okay, so now we're going to grab our weights and go into our next round of exercises. We're going to start with a chest press. So you can put one weight on either side, and then you're going to go ahead and lie on your back, and you can have your feet flat with your knees bent, or you can put your legs in tabletop. Put them directly over your chest. Take an inhale and exhale, press up. And as you're doing the repetitions, I want you to be mindful of not hyperextending in your back. So draw your abdominals in to support your spine and help keep a neutral spine alignment during this exercise. Okay, so you can put the weights down. We're still going to be lying on our back. We're going to do shoulder bridge with a bicycle variation. So take an inhale and then exhale, lift the hips. Extend one leg out to the same height, and then you're gonna bicycle. So you're gonna bring the leg into tabletop, extend, and out. So we're really trying to draw in the abdominals to stabilize the pelvis and the spine, trying to maintain the same height throughout the whole exercise, so not dropping in the hips. You can transfer your weight, take an inhale, exhale, bring the other leg up and back down. This is where I love Pilates because you can add in exercises that work your glutes, work your abs. There's so many muscles we're working here, and it's just more variety than what you will typically see in a weight workout. Inhale and then exhale, come down. So we're gonna get up and then go into a standing position. We're gonna do a push-up walkout, which is a Pilates exercise, but also a cardio exercise. So on 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the way back up. And 1, 2, 3, 4 into that push-up position. 1, 2, 3, 4, walk it back up. So for some variations, you could try by going 1, 2, be on your knees and stay on your knees for 3 and 4. So you don't have to come all the way into that push-up position. Or you can stay on your knees for the whole time and push out 1, 2, 3, 4 so that you're in a push-up position on your knees. Either one's fine. If it's too much to come up all the way, then just do what you can. And yes, I'm making you do 10 of these. I know it's hard. This is such a good ab exercise. You can thank me later. Okay, back onto our backs for our chest press. Place the weights down and we'll go into our shoulder bridge. Inhale, exhale, lift up, extend the leg out, bicycle, extend, and out. Okay, now take a big inhale here, exhale, really draw those abs in as you transfer your weight. And remember, you really want to be using your glutes if you feel like your hips are dropping. And if you feel any cramping in your hamstrings, think about engaging your glutes first before you push up. And if that doesn't help, you could always pause, stretch it out, take a sip of water, and then come back to the exercise. Okay, we'll come up for the push-up walkout. Good, one more. Try to walk back as gracefully as you can. Okay, and we're on to our 5th set of exercises. Get into that push-up position. You're just going to do a regular push-up. You can be on your knees or you can be off your knees like I am. And if you've done any of my other workouts, you know that you can also do a push-up prep where you keep your knees on the ground and then you just lift up so that you're in a push-up position. And then back down to your knees. Okay, now come onto your side. We're going to do a bicycle variation here. So you're going to have the one leg on top, the other leg bent, and you're going to bicycle up and down. So bend, straighten, and down. Bend, straighten, and down. And try not to shift in your rib cage as you bring the leg towards you. And I want you to feel power and control as you bring that straight leg down. So really using the adductor muscles to bring that leg in towards you. Now we're going to go into side kick, so flex that foot and you're going to go in for 2 and back. 1, 2, and back. Inhale, inhale, and back. So we're just coming back to that starting position. And what we want to be mindful here is to not rock in the hips and not tilt the pelvis. Okay, then we're going to go on to our other side to do both of those exercises. Make sure that the bottom leg is bent, and we're going to bend, straighten, and down. Bend, straighten, and down. You can look at your leg to watch it so it's tracking evenly, or you can look forward. Okay, now flex the foot and go inhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. We'll get back up and we'll go into that push-up position again. Take an inhale as you go down and then exhale, press up. Inhale, go down, exhale, press up. So here's that variation I was telling you about. If you don't know, this is a great way to do a push-up prep. So just dropping those knees and then going back into push-up position. Okay, so come back down for side lying legs. Now we're kind of using this as a cardio movement because we're going so quickly, but you still want to have stability in the pelvis. Okay, now flex that top foot and we'll go into side kick. Now, if you want more of a challenge, you can have that bottom leg straight underneath you. It doesn't have to be bent. If you have it more bent, you have more stability. So if this feels really easy, go ahead and try with both legs straight. Okay, we'll go to the other side. This is our last round of exercises, and then we'll do some cool down exercises. Okay, flex that top foot, bring it forward for 2 and back. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Okay, now come up, and for the last exercise, I'm just gonna have everyone do the push-up prep. So finishing strong, really drawing in those abdominals to help stabilize your spine, keep it in a neutral position, and trying to bring those knees up so that you're one long line. Okay, let's go into some cool down exercises. So this is cat stretch. So you're going to be on your hands and knees. Take an inhale, exhale, go up. So drawing those abs in to create flexion of that spine, and back down to a slight extension. Okay, now we're going to come down onto our mats. You can have your legs crossed or out in front of you. We're going to do a tricep extension stretch. We did so much work on the triceps with all the push-up variations. So just hold the stretch here and really deepen the stretch as you put pressure through the hand. You can switch to the other side and hold. Reach the hands up and draw the shoulder blades together, opening the chest wide, so feeling like you're painting a wall with your fingertips. Okay, we're going to do a mermaid stretch. So front leg is externally rotated. Back of the leg is internally rotated. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, flex over. Inhale, bring the arm up. And exhale down. So this is a great lateral flexion stretch. And as you go over, you want to make sure you feel length through the spine and that you're not collapsing as you go to the right or to the left. Okay, now we're going to come up and do some stretching of the quads and the hamstrings. So you can bring one leg up, you can hold your foot or hold your ankle, and you should just feel that stretch in your quad. Now go ahead and bring that leg forward, and then you can hinge forward to deepen that stretch in the hamstring. And you can bring your hand down to your ankle if you want to deepen that stretch even more. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. Now extend that leg long in front of you and go ahead and stretch forward. Okay, now we can go onto our backs for cool down breathing. You just place your hands on your belly. You can have your knees bent or you can have your legs straight out in front of you. And just breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth as if you're breathing through a straw, so through pursed lips. And I hope on whatever day you've decided to do this, that the sun is shining on you like it was for me here, and that you also chose something different to wear than long sleeves. This was a really strenuous workout at times, right? So I hope that you were able to sweat with me and to feel the intensity of the movements and to see how they can really go well together. So often people want to say that one type of workout is better than another, but I love the idea of combining everything to get the benefits from them all. Just take a few more breaths here, and then you can go ahead and come up. Thank you so much for joining me. Click subscribe if you like the workouts, and I'll see you next week.